The flickering porch light. Every once in a while, I would wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., those early morning hours when it was still dark outside, and I would always see a bright light coming from my window. I should mention that my bedroom is adjacent to the lake downstairs. Our neighbors are friendly like us, but the people on the other side of the lake have shutters on their homes, next to the porchlet home, and it's gated, so I can't go to that side. Anyways, back to the story. I would always ignore the light, until a few mornings, I noticed that this light would flicker on and off. Annoyed, I thought that the maintenance man was just fooling around. These mornings, I noticed someone's porch light was on. It was one of the people's lights across from us. I watched it. Was the light broken? Did these people just ignore the light when in reality they needed to fix it? I just watched. On and off the light would go, in an eerie kind of motion. This particular morning, I decided to jump out of my bed. I quickly washed my face and went downstairs. I peered through my patio blinds. It was pitch black. I could not see well in the dark, I recalled. Then ominously, that same bright porch light illuminated the whole lake. I grabbed my keys and decided to go to the lake. I knew I could not enter the lake through the gated community, so I just walked around my lake. As I reached the barrier to the other side, I stopped in fear at the sound of footsteps rustling through the grass. These were no ordinary footsteps. The sound was gigantic and non-human-like. I saw fur, but dismissed it as a raccoon. As I looked across the barrier, I see that part of the gate had eroded, and it was not spiky. I was able to climb over with ease. Silently, I jumped down. I quietly walked behind the neighboring houses to the house with the porch light. The other homes were unlit. As I reached the house with lighting, I walked away from where it illuminated, but I stopped, observing it. It flicked on and off, eerily but calmly, and moving like a lighthouse light. It was sort of beckoning. I went closer to the house. I looked inside and saw 2 large feet on the ground, hairy and shagged. I slowly backed up and saw its large body about the house's length. And then I looked up in horror. Out of the window, I saw red eyes glowing. I smiled and started to slowly tiptoe away. In the darkness, the creature turned its head. Its face and body was distorted. It had long, jagged teeth. The porch light had somehow stopped on me, even though I stayed in the blind spot of the porch light. I ran like I had never ran before, climbed the fence, fell hurting my right leg, and then I ran back home panting. My mother came downstairs and I told her what happened. She looked out the window, but quickly. "I don't see a porch light or a creature," she said. My mother hurriedly went to bed. I took a peep and saw the light. It stopped for about 5 seconds, and as I stepped back, it did its same eerie motion. As I look back to this day, I don't know why the gate that had always been well kept was eroded. I suspected why those people had shutters on their house, and whatever I had seen may had been watching me and knew my irregular sleep patterns. I couldn't call the cops because I didn't want to be accused of trespassing. I never opened my blinds or went back to that lake, at least that night.